who committed this crime wanted to send a message.
Witnesses are finally coming forward in a 34-year-old murder.
When you're doing an investigation like this, it's no holds barred. I want to give closure to the Coggins family. I want to let Timothy Coggins rest in peace.
We can atone for the sins of the past. We can right the wrongs.
Oh my gosh.
God have mercy.
The stunning 2020 in the cold, dark night. Friday at 9/8 Central on ABC.
Hi, America. KITV4 Island News midday. Hawaii's first noon newscast. Catch breaking news here first to keep you and your family safe and informed with anchor Brenton Awa. Island news that matters to you. KITV4 Island News midday.
Check out island traffic before you go.
You're never more than 10 minutes away from an update.
You'll know exactly what to expect with KITV4's Island Weather.
Davie D Island Traffic, Tisha Worley Island Weather, back to back. KITV4's Good Morning Hawaii.
Whether you're looking to revamp or renew your flooring, commercial or residential, with our teams of experts and state-of-the-art dustless system, we can get started on your project much sooner than the other guys. Just ask the flooring specialists. Over 100 different flooring options designed to fit almost any budget will guide you through every step of the way. Visit our showroom or schedule your free in-home estimate at hawaiihardwoodinc.com or call us today at 808-842-7755.
Flooring Specialist is a licensed contractor with seasonal receipt.
A lot of people ask how we decided to start this clinic. It's meant to help people who are going through crisis during the COVID outbreak. The Aloha Free Clinic is here to help people who have lost their jobs, who have lost their health insurance. They don't have to fill out a lot of paperwork. They don't have to worry about copay. They don't have to worry about insurance. And 160 healthcare professionals have volunteered. You can call in for an appointment, you can walk in for an appointment, or we'll do a telehealth appointment. Anything you need, we're going to try to help you.
Diana Coe, weekends on KITV4 Island News. Now, from KITV4 Island News, this is Good Morning Hawaii.
Right now in Good Morning Hawaii, as many are excited to travel again starting next month. Plans are now up in the air as the mainland sees a spike in cases. Hawaii now considering extending the mandatory quarantine.
Plus, a new cluster of COVID-19 cases popping up at Hawaii State Hospital, now in double digits. Why some workers there say they're worried people are hiding their symptoms so they can stay on the job.
And the state urging gyms to follow safety rules. That's after 2 Oahu gyms have been linked to another coronavirus outbreak.
Well, the Department of Health is reporting 28 new coronavirus cases. Good morning. Happy Saturday, Hawaii. Thanks for joining us for Hawaii's only weekend morning newscast. I'm Tom George.
Aloha kakahiaka. I'm Annalisa Burgos. Now, the 25 are on Oahu, 1 in Maui County, 1 on Hawaii Island, and 1 out of state. The state total is now 1,158. There are 248 presumed active cases on Oahu, 9 on Maui, 9 on the Big Island, and 5 on Kauai. More than 74% of people who tested positive have recovered.
Well, there are now 10 confirmed cases connected to the Hawaii State Hospital. That includes construction workers, contracted employees, and hospital staff. One of them tells KITV4 some workers have been hiding their COVID-19 symptoms because they just can't afford to take any more time off.
They don't have the leave and they don't want to use it. And then so they're just like coming to work still.
Now, the hospital says all their employees get their temperatures taken and they are screened every day to see if they have any symptoms. If they have any, they are not allowed to come to work.
I have like 500 something hours of sick leave, but other people may not. I'm the only basic income right now in my household. I have to come to work. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. So there's like people like that here, like, you know, single parents, they got to do something because they're the only one bringing in income.
Now, the hospital says anyone who has concerns about their sick leave should discuss it with their supervisor.
An employee at the Safeway in Hawaii Kai tested positive for COVID-19. The company tells KITV4 the employee last worked at the store 2 weeks ago. Safeway is notifying anyone who may have had close contact with the worker and says the store has gone through multiple cycles of deep cleaning.
Well, at least 17 cases are now linked to 2 commercial gyms on Oahu. The health department says that cluster is linked to 1 person who took exercise classes at both facilities. Now, gyms, of course, can be breeding grounds for infections. The state is urging gyms and their members to make sure and follow those safe practices.
Well, Body Balance Gym in Kaka'ako has temporarily closed after the company said one of its members tested positive. The gym has notified its clients and tested all of its employees. So far, the results have come back negative.
Well, Lieutenant Governor Josh Green weighed in saying, quote, "It's clear to everyone that this surge of COVID means we have to pause and make sure we control COVID before the travelers start coming back to Hawaii. A month pause to September 1st probably makes the most sense, but we defer to the governor for final decisions." Well, that mandatory 14-day quarantine for out-of-state travelers is scheduled to end August 1st right now. You just heard from the Lieutenant Governor considering moving it to September 1st. Meanwhile, our Mika Miyashima spoke with Mayor Caldwell on KITV4 Island News last night. He says the county mayors agree the pre-travel testing program needs to be reevaluated because of the safety of our residents should come first.
I am saying it this way. August 1st doesn't look good, not with what's happening at this moment in time.
Victorino echoing the thoughts of the other mayors.
We want the economy, we want your help, we want everything to work together. But until they are, we're going to be holding off.
With the changing conditions we see, it's really difficult to reach agreement that this is the date that we need to open up on.
Mayor Caldwell says the county leaders are all on the same page about one thing. That's the health and safety of the public.
Until we have the conditions addressed that we've established, that we know we have a robust data input system that's shared online with the Honolulu Police Department, until we know we have enough test kits available to do tests here on the island, and until we know that we're seeing some kind of downward trend on the number of cases in major visitor markets where visitors come from, I think we need to be extremely careful about opening up and always keeping an eye on the number one priority, and that's protecting the health and safety of our residents.
If the date is pushed back, one of the state's top economists, Carl Bonham, predicts about 35,000 people won't have a job to return to in the tourism industry. But reopening too early, Bonham says, could potentially lead to another spike in cases.
Right now, the best economic plan is to get the health plan right, to have a safe opening of the economy, be prepared to be able to go back to school.
Mika Miyashima, KITV4 Island News.
Yeah, of course, you just heard their school, a big question. And Dr. Scott Miskovich with Premier Medical Group says he believes it is safe for students to return to school. He suggests that schools take students outside instead of being confined to an indoor classroom. And as the nation debates whether it's safe to bring students back into the classroom this fall, we're learning nearly 1 in 4 American teachers are at higher risk of serious illness if they contract coronavirus. Now, that's according to a Kaiser Family Foundation report that was released on Friday. About 1.5 million teachers are either over 65 or have health conditions such as diabetes, heart disease, or obesity.
And we've got a new feature on our website, kitv.com. It's an interactive quiz that tells you the risk of contracting COVID-19 in certain situations. And to find it, hit the coronavirus tab under news. From there, you can click on the blue tab that says, "What's your coronavirus risk?"
Yeah, definitely a cool tool there to kind of see where your risk is, and obviously really important to kind of know that.
Yeah, definitely. Time now, 6:06 a.m. The August 1st launch date of a program lifting the 14-day quarantine for certain travelers could be pushed back.
Find out how struggling small businesses are bracing for that possibility. Time now, 6:06. Don't go away. Good morning, Hawaii. We'll be right back on your Saturday. Stay with us.
This cheeseburger's the best.
It's about to get bester, baby! Menu time! Make it a double! Yeah! Nice main!
Try my Southwest Cheddar Cheeseburger combo and make it a double. Order now with no contact delivery.
Mary worried about her dad. Was he safer at home all alone? Or was he too isolated? Mary struggled, not knowing the right thing to do. Then she learned about the plaza and all they're doing to keep residents safe, engaged, and connected. Now her dad has new friends, is more active, and checks in regularly. Instead of worrying, Mary finally feels relieved. Find out if the plaza is right for you or your loved one.
At Farmers, we know a thing or two because we've seen a thing or two, like how nice it is to save on your auto policy. But it's even nicer knowing that if this happens, or this happens, or this, this. We've seen and covered it. So switch to Farmers and you could save. Get a quote today.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
COVID-19 has left many Hawaii families struggling with historic unemployment.
KITV4 has partnered with Helping Hands Hawaii to launch Ho'okupu.
Ho'okupu will identify unemployed families who can't afford proper nutrition.
By purchasing grocery store gift cards, these donations help feed hungry families.
Please visit kitv.com/give to donate today.
Together, we can help Hawaii's families in need. Mahalo.
Get a load of my Southwest Cheddar Cheeseburger.
Let Menu Talk make it a double! Yeah!
It's beautiful.
Say what?
I said it's beautiful. Try my Southwest Cheddar Cheeseburger combo and make it a double. Order now with no contact delivery.
This is Good Morning Hawaii.
We need to encourage government to get a plan in place that they're going to adhere to and not move the goalpost on us. Find the solutions.
The possibility of the travel quarantine getting extended is sparking more fear in small local businesses.
Yeah, we're definitely hearing a lot of that as we go out in the community. And Hawaii's unemployment right now is actually the second worst in the country. And many businesses right now have been forced to close their doors for good because the tourism industry, which we rely on, has been shut down.
That's right. And KITV4's TJ Horgan explains how now they're watching potential profit wilt before their eyes again.
You know, there's a dollar amount that you see in your bank account and you see it dwindling a lot more so than before.
Dive Oahu's been combing the ocean floor, teaching and selling for more than 25 years. Its president, Shelley Roffritz, tells me this is the closest they've ever come to going under.
1,000 transactions a day at just one of our locations, and that is down to zero.
They've spent the last 3 months holding their breath, waiting for visitors to return. But they tell me the business could sink if it doesn't pick up before the Paycheck Protection Program money dries up.
We want it to open, but we also want to do it safely. And with the increase in cases on the mainland and increase in cases here, the question falls back to how to do that safely, and we understand that.
Garrett Marrero owns Maui Brewing Company. He's in the same boat.
You go from 700 teammates to less than 60. And, my heart goes out to all my team out there, and we miss you. And but it's nothing different than everyone else is experiencing due to the lack of leadership we're seeing right now.
Marrero tells me their 2 restaurants on Maui are operating at a loss, while the reopening dates for the 2 locations on Oahu have been pushed back.
And the government clearly does not care about the small businesses that employ the vast majority of people here in Hawaii.
Aaron Plakarakis is the president of TriStar Restaurant Group, which owns 5 restaurants on Maui, including Nick's Fish Market. He tells me he's trying to remain optimistic.
I think it's deeper than me worrying about if my restaurants survive. I'm more looking at the whole community and the people that depend on me, and that's who I'm hoping survive.
TJ Horgan, KITV4 Island News.
Yeah, definitely a lot of frustration out there. Meanwhile, new this morning, Hawaii County is getting $80 million in federal coronavirus aid through the CARES Act. Now, that money can go towards programs that involve food assistance, child care, telework resources, mortgage help, and more. Organizations that can help direct funds can fill out an application that'll become available tomorrow.
Zippy's is permanently closing in Pearl Ridge. The restaurant shut down because of the pandemic and decided not to renew its lease, which expires at the end of the month. It plans to reopen its Makiki location next Monday for in-person dining. No word yet on whether the other locations will reopen soon.
All right, in news around the nation, turning things over to the 9th Island, Nevada is moving backwards in their reopening plans. Of course, they've seen a spike there recently, and now the governor is closing bars again as the state sees that spike in cases. The move has a group of local tavern owners joining together to actually take legal action.
Why should casinos get to continue their gaming? Why should convenience stores get to continue their gaming? But we're the bad person, following the rules. You should have people that didn't follow the rules. Those should be the ones that were shut down.
Now, the group is hoping to file an injunction to stop the governor's order, hoping that they can keep their bar tops open.
Well, and I know here they're trying to enforce those rules with the red cards for people that are violating social distancing and mask wearing, but you know, they don't want it to get to that point, right, where they shut down the bars.
Well, you know, Vegas is a little bit different because it's not just bars. I mean, you have the bar tops that have gambling there too, but even the grocery stores have it, and even you know, of course, casinos have it. So the bars are saying, hey, why are we being singled out on this when other people are allowed to have people not socially distanced there? So we'll see how that pans out.
All right. Well, the time now, 6:13 a.m. Dana White's dream comes true. It's finally here. UFC's Fight Island is happening today.
Yeah, exciting stuff. Plus, the organization showing some other professional sports how they're adapting amid this pandemic. We'll have more on 3 local boys who are representing the islands when we come back. Time now, 6:13.
This segment of KITV4 Island News is sponsored by Spectrum.
This isn't a small business opening. It's a reopening. Take 2. And just in time, because right now, people need coffee that tastes like coffee, and hair that doesn't look like that, and someone who knows where those numbers actually go. They need you, turning your community and the country around. One appointment, one customer, one thank you at a time. And to help you with that reopening, we're giving 1 free month of service when you switch to Spectrum Business. We're here for you because you're here for all of us.
Every drop of water is part of a journey. It begins as water vapor that falls to earth as rain. For the next 25 years, it's filtered through volcanic rock. At last, it arrives at its final destination.
Really? Can somebody come fix this?
When it comes to water, don't waste a drop.
COVID-19 has left many Hawaii families struggling with historic unemployment.
KITV4 has partnered with Helping Hands Hawaii to launch Ho'okupu.
Ho'okupu will identify unemployed families who can't afford proper nutrition.
By purchasing grocery store gift cards, these donations help feed hungry families.
Please visit kitv.com/give to donate today.
Together, we can help Hawaii's families in need. Mahalo.
We love our Fujitsu.
This is Good Morning Hawaii.
6:15, and the Arizona Cardinals announced that team owner Michael Bidwill is in the hospital right now with coronavirus. Now, although Arizona has more than 116,000 coronavirus cases, it's believed that Bidwill contracted the virus on the East Coast. Now, according to the NFL team, the 55-year-old owner's symptoms are improving right now. He reportedly hasn't had any in-person contact with any Cardinals players, coaches, or staff.
Well, the University of Hawaii football schedule took a major hit after the Pac-12 announced it's playing conference-only games this season. Rainbow Warriors were scheduled to open in Arizona on August 29th, host UCLA on September 5th, and play in Oregon September 19th. Earlier this week, Fordham also pulled out.
Football does make the revenue that helps pay for some of the other sports. So obviously garnering as much revenue from ticket sales, these payout games and from television are all important. Especially those Pac-12 opponents that they have on the schedule, because I mean it also means television exposure, especially playing 3 major Pac-12 teams on the West Coast. I think does a lot for the Hawaii program. We've seen that happen before, and obviously it helps us in recruiting, being able to be visible on TV.
Well, losing those 3 games means UH is out more than $1.5 million. And with the schedule down to just 9 games, it makes you wonder if there will be any games at all this season.
145 pounds for Max Blessed Holloway. Martin the Spartan Day versus Dangerous Auto.
Hey, repping the 808 there, and the UFC's Fight Island finally happening today in Abu Dhabi. 2 of Hawaii's best will be back in the octagon. Max Blessed Holloway and Martin Day both made weight for their fights. You see right there, Holloway, the Waianae native, set for the co-main event as he fights to get his featherweight title back from Alexander Volkanovski. Now, there won't be any fans in attendance, though, and the fighters all had to go through multiple health screenings.
That would be great.
I'm really liking all the precautions that they're taking because you know how I got mini blessed at home. I got a grandma, I got a mom, and my team, my coaches, they all have families too. You know, they have babies, they have grandmas and grandpas and whatever, and all the precautions that we're taking is much needed. I think. You know, we don't want to go home and get someone that we love dearly sick, and you know, and something bad's happening from there. So.
It is kind of weird seeing nobody in the audience to cheer you on, but you know the show goes on though, and UFC 251 starts today at noon. Now the main card is scheduled to start at 4 o'clock. That's on pay-per-view. And a note: a third Hawaii fighter, Kahuku grad Dan Ige, is also going to be at Fight Island.
All right, let's take a live look now over Honolulu. Oh, look at that. A really nice sunrise with partly cloudy skies. Allison Valdez has your weekend forecast. Good morning, Allison.
Hey, Tom and Annalisa, and good morning, Hawaii. Thanks for joining us on this Saturday morning. You better bring those plants and loose objects outside your home indoors because our breezy trade winds continue. Today we have winds coming in around 10 to 20 miles per hour, and we could even see some stronger gusts, so it'll bring us some relief from that heat with those nice breezy conditions. We are waking up to partly cloudy skies this morning, especially for our Windward and Mauka areas. Some moisture gathering in those areas for your typical trade showers this morning. Kauai County looking dry with a little bit more moisture here for Oahu and Maui County. You see those clouds and showers riding in on those trade winds, reaching those Windward and Mauka spots. And it'll be a sunnier afternoon. The exception is the Big Island leeward areas. Here expected to see some afternoon clouds and showers later on in the day. Here's your day planner, waking up to again a few passing rains this morning, Windward and Mauka spots. It'll be mostly sunny and breezy as winds coming in from the east-northeast, 10 to 20 miles per hour, and 88 degrees by our noontime. And if you want to head outside, take a hike, again, we are expecting a few morning rains with sunnier conditions later on this afternoon and drier conditions as well, with our 87 degrees for our high, 10 to 20, around 25 mile per hour winds. I'll have more on your surf later on in the show, but first, here's Davey D with a check on your weekend traffic updates. Hey, Davey.
Hope you're enjoying your weekend. Let's get you some of those weekend lane closures so you can avoid the traffic delays. Here on the island of Kauai, let's start there in Anahola. On Kuhio Highway, we'll have single lane closures in both directions between Papa'o Road and Ko'olau Road Sunday through Friday from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. They're going to contraflow the traffic over there for our Ohana on the Garden Aisle. Back here on Oahu in Kapolei, this pretty much happens every weekend on the H1 freeway in Kapolei. Roving lane closures in both directions near the Kalailoa Avenue overpass Sunday through Friday, 9 p.m. to 4 a.m. Over in Eva Beach on Fort Weaver Road, we'll have two right lanes closed on the northbound direction side of Fort Weaver Road between Renton Road and Fort Weaver, and that happens Sunday through Monday, 7 p.m. to 3:30 a.m. Going to be doing some repaving over there, pretty early for that. Closer to town and near Waialae, we're going to have a full closure of the Waialae overpass or off-ramp between the eastbound and westbound off-ramps, I should say, from the H1 freeway. That happens Sunday through Friday, 9 p.m. to 4 a.m. And those right lanes in both directions near the off-ramps will be closed as well. Quick look over on the Big Island of Hawaii in Hilo on Mamalahoa Highway, or Hawaii Belt Road as some people like to call it. We'll have a closure of a single lane at a time in both directions. They're going to contraflow the traffic though between Kumu Street and Kahoa Place Saturday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. They're going to be doing some pothole patching, and I like to do the cabbage patch when we get news like that because it's always exciting to hear about that. All right, if you want the full list of the traffic closures, because we got a lot of them, go to our website, kitv.com, or you can find them on our KITV4 News app.
Rick Kwan, weeknights on KITV4 Island News Tonight at 10.
COVID-19 has left many families in Hawaii struggling with historic unemployment.
KITV4 has partnered with Helping Hands Hawaii to launch Ho'okupu.
Ho'okupu will identify unemployed families who cannot afford proper nutrition.
By purchasing grocery store gift cards, these donations help feed hungry families.
Please visit kitv.com/give to donate today.
Together, we can help Hawaii's families in need. Mahalo.
Hawaiian Financial Federal Credit Union continues to serve all your money needs, as we've done since 1936. Although conducting business with us has changed, our commitment to Hawaii and the community is steadfast as ever. Supporting great causes such as Show Aloha Challenge and Aloha Together is only a few ways we've contributed. But truly this message is a heartfelt aloha to our dedicated staff who come to work daily to ensure that all account holders are taken care of. We appreciate you for life.
Ho'okupu is a fundraiser through KITV4 and Helping Hands Hawaii.
This program identifies starving families dealing with unemployment due to COVID-19.
Please visit KITV.com/give and donate today.
Together, we can help feed Hawaii's families in need.
KITV4 Island News Midday, Hawaii's first noon newscast. Catch breaking news here first to keep you and your family safe and informed with anchor Brenton Awa. Island news that matters to you. KITV4 Island News Midday.
Need something? Try Check City Mill. CityMill.com makes researching and buying what you need so much easier. Buy online. Choose a store most convenient for you. Then pick up 2 business hours later. It's that easy. Can't find it online? We take phone orders too. And we've got curbside pickup, so you don't need to leave your car. Need something? Try Check City Mill and CityMill.com.
This segment of KITV4 Island News is sponsored by City Mill. This is Good Morning Hawaii.
Welcome back. Your time now 6:24, and about 300 hospitality workers got a little help to feed their families.
Now, this is the line at a food distribution event at Aiea High School, put on by the Hawaii Lodging and Tourism Association, Aloha Harvest, and Aloha Later. The hospitality industry was hit especially hard by the pandemic since many hotels shut down in March. There are plans for 2 more food distribution events this month and in August.
You love to see it. All right, well, KITV4 is also helping families put food on the table. We're partnering up with Helping Hands Hawaii for our Ho'okupu, or giving campaign, to raise money to buy grocery store gift cards for those in need. Now, to find out how you can donate, just go to our website, KITV.com/give.
And today, Antioch Baptist Church in Aiea is hosting an ABC Keiki Drive to keep the little ones busy during summer vacation. From 10 to 2, they're giving away summer kits filled with school supplies, arts and crafts activities, and a surprise gift. You have to bring your keiki to pick up the packet. The event continues every Saturday through August 1st.
All right, well, do you know someone who's stepped up to help their community during this pandemic? We want to hear all about it. You can share their story with us so we can share it with others on air and online. It's all part of our Namea Pono, or Noble Cause campaign. You can just head to KITV.com/Namea for more information.
Well, a daring rescue by a police officer in Wisconsin was all caught on camera. The officer is seen rushing into a burning home. No people were inside, but 12-year-old Diesel was sitting on the couch. The cop quickly grabbed the scared pup and ran outside, saving her life. The dog's family says they are grateful.
Well, now to an update to a story we first brought you last month. 2 puppies caught on camera being thrown out of a truck in Waianae are now fully recovered. Some good news there. Look at that smiling face. The Hawaiian Humane Society has been caring for the dogs. Yesterday, one of them found a forever home. The other one hurt its leg and should be ready for adoption next week. So far, no arrests have been made. If you have any information about the incident, call Honolulu Police. Meanwhile, we're happy they're getting a forever home.
Yeah, so good to see. Well, if you're a pet parent, listen up. We know that photos of your pet are probably taking up most of the space on your phone. Oh, look at that. The good news is today is your day to share them. It's National All-American Pet Photo Day. Share their pics for the world to see on social media, and be sure to hashtag All-American Pet Photo Day. Aw. And I know a lot of people have dedicated Instagrams to their pets with their own personalities.
That's dedication right there, for sure.
There's some really cute ones out there.
All right, well, it's now 6:27. Your top morning headlines coming up. We'll be right back. Meanwhile, let's take a look at let's appreciate that beautiful sunrise right there in Honolulu. All right, more news and weather after the break. Stay with us.
Mary worried about her dad. Was he safer at home all alone, or was he too isolated? Mary struggled, not knowing the right thing to do. Then she learned about the plaza and all they're doing to keep residents safe, engaged, and connected. Now her dad has new friends, is more active, and checks in regularly. Instead of worrying, Mary finally feels relieved. Find out if the plaza is right for you or your loved one.
COVID-19 has left many Hawaii families struggling with historic unemployment.
KITV4 has partnered with Helping Hands Hawaii to launch Ho'okupu.
Ho'okupu will identify unemployed families who can't afford proper nutrition.
By purchasing grocery store gift cards, these donations help feed hungry families.
Please visit kitv.com/give to donate today. Together, we can help Hawaii's families in need. Mahalo.
Oh, we love our new home. Neighborhood's great.
Amazing school district. The HOA has been very involved.
These shrubs aren't board approved. You need to break down your cardboard.
Thank you.
Violation. Violation.
I see you've met Cynthia. At least Geico makes bundling our home and car insurance easy.
And does help us save a bunch of money.
2 inches over regulation.
Thanks, Cynthia.
For bundling made easy, go to geico.com.
Being diagnosed with any type of lung cancer or mesothelioma caused by asbestos is a devastating thing. That's where the Hawaii personal injury law firm of Gallagher, Day, Robertus, and Waxman can help.
I will never forget you people. Never. Because you helped me through some really trying times.
If you live in Hawaii, were exposed to asbestos in Hawaii, and have been diagnosed with any type of lung cancer or mesothelioma, contact Gallagher, Day, Robertus, and Waxman today.
Now, from KITV4 Island News, this is Good Morning Hawaii.
Welcome back, everybody. Time now, 6:30 a.m. The coronavirus is surging on several fronts: cases, hospitalizations, and deaths.
Yeah, and as Karina Mitchell reports, some morgues around the U.S. right now are struggling to keep up with that growing number of bodies.
As the coronavirus death toll continues rising in at least 17 states, places like Fry Chapel Mortuary in Southern California using refrigerators for bodies for the first time ever, struggling to keep up with the growing number.
An average month used to be between 45 and 50. And now we're into the hundreds.
Sheila Kruger owns the mortuary, her staff suffering from the virus as well.
We lost 6 of our staff to COVID.
You had 6 of your staff members out because of COVID.
6 of 8.
Even though President Trump told Telemundo Friday the U.S. was, quote, winning the war against the virus, White House Coronavirus Task Force Coordinator Dr. Birx making it clear more cases will mean more deaths.
We have not seen this result in increased mortality, but that is expected as the disease continues to spread in some of our large metro areas.
Some of those cases and deaths affecting children. In Florida, the youngest deaths in the state believed to be 2 11-year-olds, including Daquan Wimberly. The president traveling throughout South Florida yesterday, a state with 11,000 new infections and 92 deaths in just the past day, again foregoing wearing a mask. In Texas, Benisa Marinez's 6-month-old daughter just released from the hospital after surviving the virus. That state setting records for deaths and hospitalizations with more than 10,000 COVID patients. Texas Governor Abbott saying they're running out of time. And while parents struggle to protect their children from the virus, young adults are faced with watching their parents battle the disease. Kristen Urqueza in Arizona losing her dad, Mark, after a 3-week struggle.
I feel as if my father was robbed of his life and that his illness was completely preventable.
According to the CDC, the Latino community is disproportionately affected by the coronavirus. This obituary Kristen wrote now going viral, writing, quote, his death is due to the carelessness of the politicians who continue to jeopardize the health of brown bodies through a clear lack of leadership and refusal to acknowledge the severity of this crisis. Karina Mitchell, ABC News, New York.
Meanwhile, a new version of the coronavirus has spread from Europe to the U.S. Mandy Gaither explains what that means in today's Health Minute.
A new mutation of the coronavirus spreads faster, but doesn't appear to make people more ill, according to an international team of researchers. Their study, published in the journal Swell, says the mutation affects the spike protein, the structure the virus uses to get into the cells it infects, and has almost completely replaced the first version of the virus to spread in Europe and the U.S. The researchers say the new version seems to multiply faster in the upper respiratory tract, the nose, sinuses, and throat, which would explain why it passes around more easily. But tests on 1,000 hospitalized coronavirus patients showed those infected with the new version did not fare any worse than those who caught the original strain. Now the researchers are checking to see if this affects whether the virus can be controlled by a vaccine. Current vaccines being tested mostly target the spike protein. They say more work is needed to see what the changes mean for the pandemic and for patients. For today's Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
All right, well, we've been talking a lot about whether Hawaii will extend our travel quarantine. Meanwhile, across the pond, the UK is easing its travel restrictions for dozens of countries, but the U.S. is not one of them. Now, since yesterday, travelers arriving into the United Kingdom from 75 countries and British territories will no longer have to self-isolate for 14 days. And in China, Hong Kong has closed all of its schools, and they've tightened up their social distancing requirements after they've seen a resurgence of coronavirus cases. Health officials reported at least 42 new cases on Thursday, and they say the overwhelming majority of them are locally transmitted. Now, they also said most were linked to elderly care homes.
Meanwhile, back in the U.S., the debate rages on about whether it's safe to open schools and child care centers. Zorin Shah spoke to teachers in Los Angeles who are trying to make their voices heard.
It's the debate raging through school districts across the country. Should schools open this fall?
This is a time of great uncertainty and anxiety among parents, teachers, and students with respect to safely reopening schools.
In Arizona, currently the global epicenter for the coronavirus, one teacher says, not now, not here. Jenna Martinez taught side by side with two teachers this summer. All three got sick, but one teacher, Kimberly Chavez Lopez Bird, lost her life.
She was 100% on board with whatever needed to be done. She had ordered face shields, masks.
In neighboring California, the teachers union in Los Angeles is demanding all schools stay closed.
There is not enough time for the district to put together the detailed, rigorous plans that must be in place to physically reopen our sites.
The fuzzy part, that's gonna go in your nose, okay?
Meanwhile, in the northern part of the state, researchers at UCSF teaching kids how to do their own COVID-19 tests at this summer camp in hopes school could use a similar system in the future. But the fear isn't just about schools. Nearly 1,800 COVID cases breaking out at child care operations. Over a 750% increase in less than a month. Despite health risks, President Trump is pushing hard on opening schools.
This is one of the reasons that we're working to safely and responsibly reopen our country, reopen our schools, get our country going again 100%.
You heard the president talk about the economy. There are some parents who can't afford a babysitter. That means they can't afford an income. At the same time, they don't want their kids coming to school and getting sick. But it doesn't appear there's a good solution for that right now. Zorin Shah, ABC News, Los Angeles.
Meanwhile, when Hawaii public schools reopen on August 4th, they'll be operating under 4 different models. Most elementary schools will have a blended rotation model, meaning while one group of students are on campus, others will take part in distance learning. 24 elementary schools chose to have full-time in-person instructions. Most middle schools will use a 2-day rotation model where students will have online instruction and report to campus twice a week. 2 middle schools will offer full-time in-person instruction. And most high schools will operate under a hybrid system with students rotating between online and in-person classes. Vulnerable students will have full-time in-person instruction. And for a full list of schools and the models that they chose, visit our website, kitv.com.
Well, the COVID-19 pandemic has put a pause on a program that teaches anatomy at the University of Hawaii. As KITV4's Nicole Tam explains, students are missing out on some valuable opportunities.
As grim as it sounds, there are lessons to learn after life. You can will your body to science. When the Willed Body program started in the 70s, one cadaver was donated to UH's John A. Burns School of Medicine. Last year, more than 200 bodies were willed to the program, so medical students get hands-on experience to learn about the mysteries of the human body, sort of acting like a silent teacher.
I think working with our silent teachers is something that is so unique and so special and cannot be replaced by, I don't think, any other modality of learning.
Before the pandemic, up to 5 students worked with each silent teacher, but since the COVID-19 crisis, in-person interactions had dropped to 2 to 3 students.
We're trying to be able to keep our project open. With everything happening with COVID-19, the amount of teaching that we're doing here at the school is a little bit limited.
Students work with one body through the year. Even though the teacher is silent, participants tell me they develop a special bond over time.
Our silent teachers are really our first patients that we get to have hands-on experience with. So the way that JABSOM curriculum has it set up is that we know their names, we know what they did, we know their occupation.
Applications will be accepted until July 24th. When the pandemic is over, organizers say they hope to be able to provide more silent teachers for the healers in training. Nicole Tam, KITV4 Island News.
All right, well, August 1st, that's the magic date we've been hearing a lot about, but now there's talk whether it'll be extended. So the big question, should the state welcome back visitors without that 14-day quarantine, as we've been talking about, next month?
That's right. Residents that I spoke to actually say no, they aren't confident in the pre-travel testing plan, but it's raising questions on when the state will be ready.
Business owners like Justin Yoshino rely on tourism and are looking forward to welcoming visitors back on August 1st. But he believes the governor's plan will get delayed.
I just kind of got a feeling that they just threw the date out there, but there was no real plan involved.
Yoshino owns a marketing and promotions company for bars, restaurants, and hotels. He feels the government wasted valuable time when the local caseload was low.
If we had properly planned all of this ahead of time, we would have the proper testing in places, and we could have tested twice like they did in Alaska, where you get tested before and you get tested while you're here.
For the hotel industry and the thousands of people that work in it, another delay would put their futures in limbo.
Without a firm date, it does create some trouble for our properties as to the cost, timing, and ability to prepare adequately.
Kekoa McClellan represents the more than 150 Hawaii establishments of the American Hotel and Lodging Association. Nearly 90% of them remain closed.
If that date does change, obviously that will have an impact on the industry. Negatively, it will have a financial impact. It will have a planning impact. We will have to go back to the drawing board and think through how we right-size the reopening activity after having been preparing for some weeks now for that, and allowing for bookings and right-sizing staff.
For parents like Cara Flores of Wailuku, Maui, the August 1st date is too close to when public schools are scheduled to reopen. She's not confident in the pre-travel plan requiring just one negative COVID-19 test.
If we start tourism up that same week, there's no way our numbers are going to remain low. And so I can't put him in danger. And I don't want the staff to be in danger because we're so tourism based, there's going to be a lot of parents who are working with tourists directly.
Flores is part of the Hale Hawaii Facebook group petitioning the governor, asking for the date to be pushed back. Her rental car business is suffering, she says. What she'd like to see is better testing and quarantine enforcement.
If we make people jump through a lot of hoops to come here to make sure that we are keeping our cases as close to zero as possible, the people we'll see coming are going to be the most careful people.
Yoshino's big question is, if we don't open now, when will be a good time?
The unemployment supplement that the federal government was giving is going to run out at the end of July. And then, with all these people unemployed and not working, you're going to see a lot more homeless. I'm afraid that I think there's going to be a rise in crime. People are going to be desperate. And so we can't push back this date, and we got to figure it out.
Yeah, a lot of people worried, businesses especially, and I also spoke to a representative for Hawaiian Airlines, which had announced that it would actually resume its mainland routes by August 1st, and he said that if the date was moved, the airline will have to have a plan in place for all those people who booked flights, and then they'd have to be impacted, right?
Well, yeah, and we talk about tourists, but it's also people from Hawaii residents that want to go travel to the mainland and come back, and now it's kind of up in the air whether that's going to happen because, you can't get a test at CVS very easily, so that's all supposed to be discussed in the next couple of weeks as well. So.
Yeah, so we did hear from Lieutenant Governor Green, who did say that the plan was to delay it, so we'll just have to wait for that formal announcement. Well, meanwhile, a number of malls across New York State are reopening under the state's Phase 4 pandemic reopening guidelines. Governor Andrew Cuomo is requiring malls to install enhanced coronavirus removal air filters. Social distancing and masks are also required. The green light is welcome news for business owners who want to resume operations.
I don't see being inside a mall any different than being inside an airport or a museum.
Well, the mall reopenings come 4 months after the governor shut them down to try to flatten the coronavirus curve. Movie theaters and gyms remain closed in New York State, and some gym owners are suing the state over the forced shutdown.
Well, the Food and Drug Administration says it hopes to resume on-site inspections starting on July 20th. The FDA paused them back in March because of the pandemic, but says it has developed a COVID-19 advisory rating system to determine whether inspectors can safely operate. The agency says it'll start with mission-critical inspections.
Well, time now, 6:44 a.m. The happiest place on Earth reopens for the first time since the pandemic.
Plus, people volunteer to get experimental vaccines to help in this fight against COVID-19. Your time now, 6:44. Don't go away. Good Morning Hawaii. We'll be right back on your Saturday morning. Stay with us.
Accurate and experienced KITV4's Island Weather Team.
After suffering from abuse for a long time, feeling safe and supported was important to me. I didn't know how to achieve that.
I got help from the Domestic Violence Action Center at court. My advocate was with me every step of the way.
My kids and I have hope now, and we see the future without fear.
There is help,
and there is hope.
From the Domestic Violence Action Center.
If you or someone you know needs help, go to domesticviolenceactioncenter.org and let the hope and healing begin.
When you have depression, it can plunge you into deep, dark lows and can leave you feeling extremely sad and disinterested. Overwhelmed by bipolar depression? Ask about Vraylar. Not all types of depression should be treated the same. Vraylar effectively helps relieve all symptoms of bipolar depression with just one pill once a day. Elderly patients with dementia-related psychosis have an increased risk of death or stroke. Call your doctor about unusual changes in behavior or suicidal thoughts. Antidepressants can increase these in children and young adults. Report fever, stiff muscles, or confusion, which may mean a life-threatening reaction, or uncontrollable muscle movements, which may be permanent. Side effects may not appear for several weeks. Metabolic changes may occur. Nausea, restlessness, and movement dysfunction are common side effects. When bipolar depression overwhelms, ask how Vraylar can help.
Welcome to the new tomorrow, where the challenges are unpredictable and the demands unreasonable. But one thing we know for sure, you still need a network, one that's flexible, reliable, and up for anything. And providing that network is what we're built to do. Spectrum Enterprise. This segment of KITV4 Island News is brought to you by Spectrum Enterprise. This is Good Morning Hawaii.
Welcome back. Time now, 6:47 a.m. Vaccine volunteers are literally rolling up their sleeves to help in the fight against COVID-19.
Yeah, David Wright talked with two volunteers who described what they've been experiencing after receiving that experimental vaccine.
It's been 4 months since 43-year-old Jennifer Heller of Ballard, Washington, became the first American to be injected with an experimental COVID-19 vaccine.
It's been 16 weeks since I had the first dose.
She's one of dozens of brave volunteers putting themselves at risk to help find a vaccine that's safe and effective for the rest of us. There are a lot of unknowns. Ian Hayden, a 29-year-old science communications specialist at the University of Washington, is participating in the same trial, funded by the pharmaceutical company Moderna and the NIH.
So I got 2 injections. They were 1 month apart. The actual shots themselves, they didn't feel like anything.
He says the first injection gave him a sore arm. The second one brought on mild flu symptoms for a day or so.
I was concerned a bit going through this. I didn't want it to get any worse.
Experts say our hopes for a return to normal life depend very much on the trial's success. The first phase 3 trial is set to start this summer.
It's the citizenry of our country that have to help us as scientists find out whether the vaccine is going to be good enough for all of us.
I'm feeling very normal. I am taking the same precautions that everybody else is right now, wearing a mask out in public.
Like all of us, they're hoping for the best.
Well, back here at home, COVID-free Hawaii will be holding COVID-19 testing on Oahu and the Big Island today. On Oahu, that testing is going to be from 9 o'clock to 11 o'clock this morning. That's at 1660 Beretania Street. And on the Big Island, the testing will be held at the Kona Target from 9 this morning until noon. Now, for more information on both of those or how to register, you can visit covidfreehawaii.com.
And turning now to weather, we're taking a live look at the waves by Ala Moana, and you can see some of the surfers there. Let's head to Allison for your weekend forecast. Allison.
Hey, Tom and Annalisa, we have nice sized surf thanks to those breezy conditions. Our trades are coming in 10 to 20 miles per hour, and we could even see some stronger gusts. So those wind swell giving us 4 to 6 foot waves for the east facing shores and 1 to 3 for the south and west calmer conditions up north. We also have a small craft advisory in effect for waters in between Maui County and the Big Island, so be mindful of that if you are planning a trip out on the water. East winds 20 to 25 knots and seas 7 to 10 feet in the channel between the islands and south of the Big Island. Taking a look at our satellite, we are seeing partly cloudy skies this morning across the entire state, mainly for those Windward and Mauka spots, and that's where we'll see that chance of morning trade showers today. Windward and Mauka spots, just your typical areas for some light passing trade showers. Kauai County looking a little bit dry on our Doppler radar, checked a few moments ago. Heating up to 89 degrees in Waimea, 85 in Barking Sands. It'll be a breezy day today and all weekend long. Again, east winds 10 to 20 miles per hour. So make sure you bring any loose objects indoors and any plants that you might have on your lanai inside, because it is breezy outside, giving us some relief from that heat. 88 degrees in Kapolei for today, 83 in Makaha, and 88 in Kaneohe over in Maui County. Kahului reaching 91 degrees. And mostly sunny conditions for leeward areas. The exception is the Big Island. Bit of a sea breeze pattern developing there, favoring clouds and a chance of showers later on this afternoon. Morning sunshine there and partly cloudy skies in Hilo at 87 degrees. Again, a chance of those trade wind showers for those Windward and Mauka spots. And here's a check on your extended forecast. Our warm weather continues all week long. Mainly dry for today, with a bit of a higher rain chance for tomorrow. Breeze conditions stretching into next week, with winds starting to lighten up just a bit on Monday, becoming light to moderate by our midweek. That is a check on your weekend forecast. Tom and Annalisa, I'll send it back to you.
Thanks, Allison. Now to an exclusive look at the phased reopening of the happiest place on Earth, Walt Disney World in Orlando.
I thought Hawaii is the happiest place on Earth. All right, but as Will Reeve reports, it comes as Florida is facing skyrocketing coronavirus cases.
This morning, Walt Disney World is reopening.
Hi guys, welcome back.
Today, in a cautious and phased approach, Disney's Animal Kingdom and Magic Kingdom welcoming guests for the first time in 4 months since its pandemic-induced shutdown, with Hollywood Studios and Epcot planned to reopen later next week. But as COVID-19 cases surge here in Florida, some are asking if now is the right time.
Should Walt Disney World be opening right now? In these unique times, I think we've evolved, become more flexible, and I think we're ready for this new world that we've stepped into.
Disney has had to reimagine the park experience with new health and safety measures in place at the parks and resorts for guests and employees. GMA getting an exclusive look and insight from Josh D'Amaro, the chairman of Disney Parks Experiences and Products.
And we have protocols in place from before a guest enters to when they're inside the park to new cast member training.
Disney World will be limiting daily attendance. Guests must make advance reservations for their visit. Upon arrival, a mandatory temperature check. Face coverings required at all times for ages 2 and up, except for when dining or swimming. Mobile ordering at restaurants will reduce physical contact, with more hand sanitizing stations placed around the parks.
I think when guests come in and walk our parks, they're going to immediately feel it's different. Same magic is going to be there, but it's going to feel different. You'll look up Main Street, and you're not going to see the same crowds that you saw before. We're designing this experience to be more contemporary meaning in this new normal that we're in.
There are ample reminders to keep your distance throughout the experience.
Hey guys, great job at physical distancing.
Including on Disney World's iconic attractions.
At the end of the day, what success is going to look like, even though it might be difficult to see at this point, is the smiles on people's faces to come back and experience the joy of Disney.
Disney has emphasized that for this to work, cast members and guests must work together. You heard me ask Josh D'Amaro, should Disney World be reopening? He said, absolutely. We believe we have the right plan in place. Will Reeve, ABC News, Orlando.
I don't know, Tom. Maybe it'll be like Japan where they say you're not supposed to scream on those roller coasters. Did you
well,
see
you
that?
have the mask on, like, that's kind of crazy to have that on a roller coaster. But I think you got the fun assignment getting to go to Disney World, though.
Yeah, but in all seriousness, it's kind of scary, right? I don't know how they're going to disinfect everything that people touch. That's like the main thing, contact.
Yeah.
So, okay.
Sounds like they have a plan, though, I guess.
We'll have to see. All right, time now, 6:54 a.m. Still ahead, America's largest Hispanic-owned food company faces a boycott.
Yeah, plus ketchup or mayo. See how you can turn your favorite sauce into a frozen dessert? I don't know about that. All right, time now, 6:54. Don't go away. Good morning, Hawaii. We'll be right back.
This segment of KITV4 Island News is sponsored by Slumber World.
Shop everything sleep this 4th of July. Save up to $1,000 or get up to 60 months special financing on Tempur-Pedic. Also, take advantage of exclusive offers at Slumber World featuring brands like Tempur-Pedic, Beauty Rest, and Eye Comfort. And don't forget about Slumber World's exclusive offer on a queen adjustable base. Normally $1299.99, now $699.99 for a limited time only. Discover better sleep at Slumber World.
Everybody talks about how to reopen. I want someone to show me.
My recovery effort starts with an organized and enforced plan to bring the economy back safely and focuses on buy local, community safety, and the tech jobs of the future.
She'll do it. Colleen will get every state and federal dollar into Honolulu to help us now.
It's about bold action for today and a smart plan for a better tomorrow.
Hawaiian Financial Federal Credit Union sends a hana-hoa thanks to our employees. These individuals are truly remarkable as they have rallied together to ensure steady operations, upkept facilities, stepped up to help the community, as well as juggle their personal needs. And they do it for you, our account holders throughout Hawaii and the world. We thank all account holders for their support and understanding. Me ke aloha pumehana. We appreciate all of you for life.
It's here. Instant funding online from SpeedyCash.com. Don't have time to stop by a Speedy Cash store? Get cash now, no matter where you are. Apply for a loan using the Speedy Cash app. If approved, funds apply to your debit card in minutes with instant funding from SpeedyCash.com. Apply now. It's fast. Go to SpeedyCash.com for instant funding today.
Keeping you safe and healthy. KITV4 Island News. This is Good Morning Hawaii.
Welcome back, everybody. Time now, 6:56 a.m. A new boycott is picking up steam after the CEO of Goya Foods said America was blessed to have a leader like President Donald Trump.
Yeah, a lot of people talking about this on social media, but as Jeannie Mose reports, some people want him to eat his words instead of them eating his products.
Goya seasonings were spicing up the internet. Reaction ranged from Goya, oh boya, to I'm making enchiladas tonight using all Goya ingredients. A few Trump-friendly words from the head of Goya Foods. have shaken things up and left the CEO in the frying pan. Robert Unanue spoke warmly of the president while standing next to him.
We're all truly blessed at the same time to have a leader like President Trump, who is a builder.
To which the president replied,
It's very nice.
Not so nice was the reaction. Goodbye, Goya, tweeted John Leguizamo. Chrissy Teigen chimed in, don't care how good the beans taste, though. Bye-bye. And Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez tweeted,